pasa, campeones? We are live. This stream is live. Yes, indeed. It is Churros coming to you the 17th of September on a Tuesday to review match day 5, things that happened over in the Reale Arena, as well as over in Girona, in Montelivi, and a whole lot more.
And
Kian
that's
is
it.
with me.
No other
Kian
teams
is
in La
with
Liga
me.
exist.
He came on. He at the top of the, I was going to say broadcast, the top of this connection said, I don't really have much to talk about. Fear not, my friend. I have things to throw your way, and I
That's not
can't
what
wait
I
to get
said.
into. I can't wait.
I
I
said,
can't
I
wait to
said,
get into it.
apart from what happened this weekend, I don't have much to talk about, which is a lot.
Oh yeah, a hell of a lot. All right, so how you doing, everybody in the chat? Welcome. This one a live freebie. These are rare. The good stuff is, of course, on patreon.com/churros y tácticas, where every week Ian and I will get into some serious discussions, open-hearted, unfiltered, uncensored, uncut, often, most of the time, I would say, answering your questions as well. It's where we get to form a little community of Barca and also Real Madrid fans. You Barca peeps, come on over. We need y'all. We need y'all. So going over to patreon.com/churros y tácticas for the goodness, for the really spicy, nice, crispy churros. But that being said, it is a Tuesday, and I'm happy to be in front of Kian's minions to go over the latest hot topics as well. What's up?
I have 3 things to say. First of all, this is my second favorite time of week. My favorite time, of course, is patreon.com/churros y tácticas, where Diego and I answer questions from our beloved patrons. The second thing is I'm happy to report that the Kool-Aids are here, bro. They've arrived.
Yes. Yes.
Want to see them? Here, I got
Yes.
this is great content. Okay. So check this out. Right here. 11,000 likes, 446 comments on this clip of churros, which last time I checked was at like hundreds of thousands of likes. It's about Barca and their obsession with Real Madrid. And all the Kool-Aids came out.
Oh.
Look at this guy. And so much support. Look at this guy. Barca measure their success on how they win, in which is their style. Barcelona has made football fans enjoy. Look, the best part is if you scroll long enough,
my people,
you'll see a lot of people commenting on my hairline. Who's this bald man? Who's this bald man? Get this bald guy off our screen.
Who's that baldy?
A lot of Kool-Aids came out with this one. A lot of them.
That's good, man. Listen,
so they exist. So stop complaining about this whole thing.
Well, where are they on Churros? My question, I guess, is we have to tweet these things out from the Churros account because that's where we want these fine folks. They have to head on over to Churros. And
you got to do more. That's on you, bro. You need to take over the Churros Instagram account and make it pop.
Social media, a number work. Yes, I know. It is a constant burden upon my mind, that Churros account. But listen, you should send them there. You got to tag Churros. You got to, at least tag Churros.
Yeah, the Churros is tagged in that. You have to go, like, I don't know if, and also because and we got to sort this out off air, but I don't think you've logged into the Churros IG account in a long time. There's a bunch of collaboration requests, and I, for some reason, I can't log in. So you gotta help me out there.
You know what? That's because the password is what it is, and you can't type it.
I don't remember what the password is.
We'll talk about that off air as well.
Just type the password in the chat. Let's see what happens if we just let the fans take over.
Exactly. Well,
all right, man. Lead the way. Lead the way. You're leading the table. Lead the conversation.
All right, fair enough. Well, I'm happy to see that my people's, the Culés, are representing over in the Managing Madrid chats. Again, I invite all of you to come on over to patreon.com/churros y tácticas because that is where a lot of the fun happens. And we got a big one coming up, so that one that you don't want to miss. Let's talk about match day 5.
Okay.
Madrid picked up 3 points. Barca picked up 3 points. I imagine I haven't caught up with the latest Managing Madrid podcasts. You can tell the season is back because work
Did you
is
catch
definitely
up with
picked up.
any of them?
You know what? Sometimes I do.
Okay.
Sometimes I do, Kian.
All right.
And
I was wondering why our view count was like one lower than usual, and now it explains it.
you've missed me.
Yeah.
You missed me. Well, and but now I imagine you already went over all of the nitty gritty details, the tactical analysis. I'm really curious, I guess, from my standpoint, after the restart of La Liga and the quite glorious win, I would say, I would put it as, of Barca over our friendly Catalan neighbors up north, after having suffered some humiliating, big defeats to them last season. Two times it ended 4 goals to 2 in favor for Girona.
But you
This
guys
one,
did win that moral victory in those two games. Xavi said you guys played better. You deserve to win.
I appreciate you chiming in there and reminding us of that. Thank you.
I got you.
But this one, it was fun. I had the pleasure to be back on Barca Live. And my bet was that we were going to hand them a 4-2 this time around. I was close. 4-1 it ended. I think it could have been more lopsided, if anything. I really enjoyed that performance. I thought that we dominated from start to finish. Again, taking into account where this team is momentarily, the restart of international breaks historically have always been very difficult for for Barca, I think, with teams with many international players to overcome. To do so against a Champions League caliber like team like Girona, I was super pleased. I uphold Michel very much. I think he's a great coach, even though he recently said, I don't know if you saw that, he said he didn't consider himself in the top coaches. He said, I'm not a great coach. I don't consider myself one of the top coaches. Well, he's being very humble, because for somebody that has managed to gain promotion with not one, not two, but three second division sides. And I'm going blank as to exactly who they were. You'll have to excuse me. I want to say Almeria. Look, I'm blanking. Obviously, the last one being Girona, and managing to look. I said this in the office. Managing in a very short time to have the best success, or the most successful season in the history of Girona, and achieving more than Espanyol, than all the years that they have had in the Primera División. Here's a little dig to our Pericos. But look, finishing that season in Champions League spots, this was a big game. We won playing very dynamic, energetic, great football. Hansi Flick has certainly had an impact on this team. You're looking at a team that is enjoying their football and just looks like a overall very much improved side. So I'm over the moon right now. You can tell. I think this has been the most chipper I've been on a churros in a very long time, because from where we have come from to where we are now, even though it's still early days, it's definitely very exciting. Having your star teenagers score a brace, get assists. His goal production right now is just silly. It's I think he has like 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 goals in 5 games. And I can individually go through the entire squad, of course. But I'm more interested to hear from you, Kian. How did you see it? Did you see it? And where do you see Barca?
I did watch it. Yes. By the way, the two teams that Michel managed before that was why why did I just blank? It was I think Huesca and dear God, I had it.
Deer in the headlight. You just blanked yourself.
I just played myself.
You
Rayo and
played
Huesca.
yourself.
Rayo and Huesca.
Rayo. There you
Yeah,
go.
of course, Rayo. Okay, so yeah, I did watch it. I thought it was a great performance from Barca. I thought you guys are looking great. Um, I think he's gotten the best out of pretty much everyone in this system. Olmo looks great. It's a shame he got injured. Lamine Yamal looks great. I think Balde looks great. Some decision-making stuff with him, I think, in the final third, but overall, I love his verticality, his energy, and just his ability to bring the ball through the lines. The press looks great. they're looking good. They're looking very
That
good.
press, that press. What is that? I mean, I haven't seen press like that from Barca. Um, I mean, I'll go so far to say like early Guardiola days, early Pep days. That's where you can tell when a team has the players committed enough, but also, I guess, with the mentally committed, but also physically to apply that kind of press. We can talk about how long will this last. My big fear is that we're early days and this team, o sea, es una plantilla corta, right? It's a very short, or it's not a deep squad. So that is my big fear. We're seeing that injuries once again is plaguing this team. We've got so many players out still, and not to talk about those that are injury prone. And I'm not going to name any names because, knock on wood, it happens. By the way, little breaking news: Fermin Lopez rejoined the squad today after being 3 weeks out on international duty. Well, he has relapsed in training today, and he'll be out for another 3 to 4 weeks. So
Yeah.
Fermin Lopez. Now we're seeing that what we talked about. These reoccurring injuries happen to players that are carrying so many minutes. Fermin in the Euros, gold in the Olympics, goal scorer there, second top goal scorer of Barca last season, racking up many minutes, having no rest, and even though he is young, first day back, bam, he's back to being injured for another month. We talked about it so many times, Kian. With these players, this needs to be regulated, or we're just breaking the product, right? This is just not good. Not good for the spectator, not good for the players, first and foremost, or the clubs, or the league, or anything. So, that being said, let me get back to the point. That is certainly a big fear of mine in the long term for the rest of the season. But right now, the way this team is pressing, it's it reminds me of like Bayern, Barca, when they, in the A2 drubbing, where it was like just obsessed with getting the ball back and scoring more goals, scoring another goal, scoring another goal.
Yeah, I have a couple thoughts on this, and the injuries thing. That really sucks. And Ancelotti actually spoke about this a little bit yesterday in his pregame press conference, because Brahim is injured now for 3 months, and it's just stockpiling the injuries for everybody. And he was talking about, the product quality suffers with this many games on the schedule. Like, it's better to have less but better quality. And so it's a big topic. It's a topic that will not be going away for a long time, because it's just increasing and increasing. In Now, you can't say it, but I guess I can. In Olmo's case, this goes back to his whole career.
There's a
So
track record there.
he
Yeah.
has he has he has a track record with this. He's not the most available player.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
With cases like Pedri, it's weird, because with Pedri, he was an Iron Man up until, I think, maybe the last straw was, what did he play Olympics? Was that what it was,
The
or was it
Olympics. It's
the Olympics? Yeah,
Fermin Lopez. Yeah, the original Fermin Lopez case. Yeah.
yeah. Um, but but anyways, you mentioned the pressing, and I think if I were to make a case that that Barca may not be able to sustain this run, it's a combination of two things, in my opinion. And they may sustain it and prove me wrong. And I'm not really saying either way whether they will or not. But if I were to look for, like, maybe clues that they might not be able to sustain it, one is, uh, I don't
Give your minions some hope here.
stop calling minions. Stop calling them minions. It's
Come on.
disrespectful.
Hey,
It's
I get called worse
disrespectful.
things. I get called worse things. Come on, it's all tongue in cheek. It's all good. It's all love.
Uh, it's a combination of, I don't feel like the Hansi Flick scouting report has fully come out yet. I'm shocked at how badly Girona played with that press. It didn't seem like they were prepared for it fully. Uh, and so that this kind of happens sometimes with new managers, is like they go on a run, and then eventually the scouting report comes out, and things normalize a bit. That would be one thing. The second thing would be, um, can you sustain that kind of press all season long, with the amount of injuries you have, with the amount of energy that gets expended? And Was there a third thing? The third thing would be like that kind of high line and that kind of aggressiveness. What does that look like in the Champions League? Boom. I don't know if anyone in La Liga is going to punish it.
You think Madrid will,
In theory, yeah. Not the way we're
based on how
playing
you're
right now,
playing
though.
now?
Not the way we're
That's my
playing, but
question.
in theory, yes. In
Okay, in
theory, of
theory. Oh,
course.
in theory, of course. In my head, yes, but based on what you're seeing now,
Yes, because I don't think this Real Madrid team is even close to being what it's going to be when everything clicks.
we're talking today, bro. Let's leave hypothetical, future hypotheticals for the next question. I'm saying based on what you're seeing now,
Yeah, okay. So based on the way they perform,
how impressed or lack thereof are you of your current Madrid side?
I'm not impressed. There's a lot that is going wrong. But hypotheticals aside, the Clasico is in October. Put it this way.
October is now, huh? It's in a month.
This is what I'm saying.
Clásico.
It's like October 27th, so it's like end of October. But anyways, I'm saying that by then, this will be a different Real Madrid side than what you're seeing now, in a good way.
Vamos!
Yeah. So so a good blueprint of this is the Super Cup last year. What happens? A high line against a good transition team, you know. So that so yeah, that's the way I see it.
I can't wait. I wish it was obviously next match day coming up, but we have a long way to go. That is definitely true. A lot can change in a month, let alone 24 hours of football. Let's hope everybody stays healthy. Let's hope we get the players back by then as well. Frankie is training, partially training with the group, as is Gavi. Ansu Fati is fully integrated since he's back to doing full training sessions. I mean by that. And again, Fermin Lopez. Well, there's Ronald Araujo still out. Who else am I?
Let me ask you this.
Obviously Fermin Lopez. But my point, you guys will have Bellingham back. You'll have
Bro,
Brahim back.
we're missing 96 players right now. That's the other thing. Like we're
Stop.
no,
Stop.
like
So are we. It's like
no,
so.
I know, I know. I'm just saying. Of course you are too. I'm just saying like that's the other reason why you'd have to factor that in, right? Because this is not. There are so many players missing. It's crazy. So let me ask you this: do you subscribe? Is this Gerard Piqué? We are back. Like
Mm.
like fake we are back, or is it legit we are back? We are back.
I mean, you can tell from my tone, no? I think I'm being pretty clear in my
Okay, so
message.
compare
You
your
see that
tone
right now.
now to like
No.
if we go back to the Choros y Tácticas after the 4-0 Clasico when PK tweeted this,
Yeah.
do you predict do you remember being as hyped?
What is one of the things I kept reiterating? I mean, over the past seasons, what is one thing that I constantly reiterate after every little peak that we've had?
No idea.
Consistency. I want to see this and I want to see progress. Progress, consistency are two words, keywords that I've kept muttering, reiterating and uttering on this podcast. That is the difference. Again, it's early days.
So
I
my
will
question is
repeat what I said.
what's different about this and
Was
that?
that was a somewhat of a one-off. That was I mean,
But you
remind me
didn't
exactly
feel
when that
that way
was.
at the time,
But
did
one
you?
this is the Obama Young, the 4-0 and the Clasico, right?
4-0. Yeah.
Yeah. So look, my memory, I'm a dumb. Like I don't know exactly what phase we were in then. Like
You
what?
were pretty excited.
Yeah, of course I was. At 4-0 in the Bernabeu. I mean, with that kind of dominance, that was very exciting. And of course, I cheer for Xavi now. I was cheering for Xavi then. Cheer for
Mhm.
Barca for crying out loud. And that performance was something that coming from because we played the Super Cup before that, right?
Yeah, you lost but won the moral trophy. Yeah, I remember.
And then the next Super Cup we won. also
Yes, the
pretty
final. Yes, yeah,
right, the final.
yeah.
So look, it's hard to compare right now what I was thinking or feeling then. I would quite frankly need to rewind the
Do you, I,
clock
I
and
I know what you were thinking.
what?
You you
We're
s-
back,
you
probably.
said
Yeah. I was hoping.
churros.
Well, considering how many times you get to do that, sure. Maybe I had my little
No, I
moment in the
stopped. I
sun.
stopped. Like I stopped celebrating. It's just it's boring now. I
No,
need
no, no.
something else to get me
How
going.
many how many churros
I need a
outages,
Copa
audio
del
outage
Rey. I need Copa
outages?
del Rey.
How many outages have we had of you screaming churros? Where even I was gonna say Zoom or StreamYard was like,
Did
oh,
it not work this time again?
what this time? No, I didn't go for a big churros. Now I'm just
No, no,
saying when.
no. I mean, when I just did it now, did the mic pick it up or
Oh
no?
no, no, no! It did no, no, it did nothing. No, it was all good.
No. So if I yell churros, you guys don't hear it.
No, now it was fine. But that time you were going crazy. That's my point.
No, like I mean, like 30 seconds ago.
I know. I'm saying no. I keep saying you've asked me this 3 times. I keep saying no. Now
So
was
so
fine.
I'm gonna try it again. I'm just gonna blurt out churros and it's gonna be silent. Churros.
All good.
That's so annoying. So how can I get my churros heard? Like, what's the setting I need to do?
We just heard it, man.
Oh, you heard it.
What don't you understand with me saying all good? Like,
No, I
do
don't
I
know
need
what that
two
means.
thumbs
Be more
up here?
specific. So you
Jesus,
heard
you're like in
both
your
the
text message.
wait, hold on. You heard both of my latest two churros.
We heard all the churros.
Okay,
None
so
of
what are
them
you
fine.
talking about?
I'm saying back in the day when you're complaining, you're saying I don't do many of these anymore, and I said, well, you had your fair share back in the day where you would blurt it so loud the audio would cut off.
All right.
Oh my god. Can we? Anyways,
That was the most logical argument we've ever had, probably.
I'm sure the audience enjoyed it. So
This is definitely how like wars start. It's like a miscommunication
that's how
over
war
nothing.
started.
Over nothing. Okay. Sorry. Continue.
Nothing, man, and that's it. It's a different Barca right now. You'll excuse me for being again cautiously optimistic, but yeah, I'm looking forward to each and every game. Monaco is next. The rivals, of course, that handed us our loss in the preseason in the Gamper Trophy, the last team to beat us. So we're gonna go over there to Monaco and snatch that Gamper Trophy back, hopefully.
Mhm.
But this team is just it's been tough as well. Valencia away, Athletic Club at home. What else have we had? Girona. ¿Qué más hemos tenido, coño? Obviously, Valladolid was a goal fest for us, but now it's been tough, and that we've been passing the test. So I'm very very pleased, buddy. Oh, Rayo, of course, we beat Rayo away the first time in like 6 seasons.
Mm.
So yeah.
Cool. Congratulations, man. I'm very
Thank you,
happy for you.
buddy.
Yeah.
Listen, can I ask you something?
Anything, anytime.
We got any super chats?
Not today because I think the mood is
It's very
destroyed.
quiet. You mean
It's
I'm not
it's
getting
active.
slandered?
It's active, but I think people, I think Madridistas are like in their
Well,
shell
listen.
right now because Barcelona have started this new era and we're cooked.
Well, hey, don't fear not. Let me try to uplift the mood a little bit amongst the Madridistas in the chat and yours as well. At least you guys got some big events coming up in the Bernabeu, right? Like, how's that going?
That's a disaster. That's a disaster.
What happened there,
That
bro?
is like
That is hilarious.
that. I don't like. I haven't looked into it much.
Bro,
But
you should. It is very interesting.
somebody needs to get fired. It's like if me and you had like this big churros event planned, we like sold tickets and like we hired a guy to like make sure like the sound is working, cameras are working, there's like seats there, and then like we show up and then the guy's like, oh yeah, I forgot to like put the seats and the cameras and the mics are not working.
You want to know what it reminds me? Now that you say this, you know what it reminds me of? There is a really good Netflix. It's either documentary or docu series, and I
Fire
forget.
Festival.
That's it.
That is a disaster. That is a true
That's
disaster.
what it
But I
is.
mean, but that you know that I mean, I haven't watched a documentary. I've just read a lot about it. That was actually a
Watch
scam,
it. It's great.
pretty much.
Yeah,
That was like legitimately like
straight scam. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm. But I guess, well, there's a lot of things I have to say about this. A lot of it I'm saving for this special episode that I'm gonna only strictly and only release on patreon.com/churros y tácticas. That is coming up. Yes, indeed. It's upon request, and I will be diving into some of the shadier things, the dark things from the dark side, some uncomfortable truths, you could say. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna save a lot of it for that. And
I'll put
Kiana,
the
I
link
can't
at the
wait.
bottom,
Okay.
patreon.com/churros y tácticas. Diego has some very, very, very exclusive sources. One is Zona Blaugrana
Keep
on Twitter.
keep
The
it.
other
Keep
one
it.
is
Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
Mr. Satan.
Yes,
And
yes, sure,
the
sure.
third source is Iturralde, the referee who absolutely loves Real Madrid. And the fourth source
Keep
is
going.
him, is Diego Lorin exclusive. So please,
Well, listen,
we're all
that is
very excited for this episode.
listen, I am very excited for this episode. It's going to be an eye opener. Okay, it'll be some of you will have your brains blown. Others will try to turn a cheek, cold shoulder, try to deny
Out of curiosity, when will
the
you do
truth
the
that
Barca version of
I'm
this?
going to
Is that
bestow
coming
upon
out
you.
too?
Well, that's your job. I was asked this
Oh, okay,
question.
okay.
I was asked this question. I am taking my free time to answer this question in depth, as in depth as I possibly can. And I'm a perfectionist, so I want this to come out perfect, and it will. But
We're
uh,
looking forward to it, bro.
so
We've been
go
waiting
over to
for this
patrons.com
podcast for
for,
7 years.
for a long time, for a long time,
7 years.
and that's why I am a perfectionist. So listen, I don't want to forget my talking point. So go to patreon.com/churros y tácticas for all that. I want to take this topic and just ask you the following. Yes, this money that Madrid had budgeted for the concerts, which showed up on their reports, that is being accounted for, budgeted by La Liga. I'm a little bit curious to see what is going to happen now. How is La Liga going to react to this? Because we're talking about a lot of money, right? We're talking about this public parking, this public space. And
150
again,
million per year.
150 million per year. But that's just ticketing. The parking space was going to deliver up to like 500 million or something over the course of however the duration of that contract, that
Well, that's over
agreement.
like 25 years. But the
That,
annual and the 150 includes everything that they were going to
okay,
generate in profit, not revenue.
right. But that parking space is something that, I know, I don't know if you have just simply not looked into it, not wanted to, but that, and I did mention it on a podcast once, and I was, of course, ridiculed for it. But that whole parking space, which was public space, that was basically gifted to Madrid to exploit for all of these events, was going to bring up massive money. That in and of itself was controversial as well. But that is now not going to happen, meaning that parking space will, for a vast majority of the time, also remain empty, or at least partially empty. I'm curious to see if there will be a domino effect. We know that.
Uh, so the parking thing is new to me.
Okay, well,
The
that's
part of
good.
it being empty because it you're referring to a daily thing, or you're talking about
Well,
specifically for the
I'm gonna
events they'll be
quote. I'm
empty,
gonna
which
quote
is are not
you.
happening.
I'm gonna quote you. How many times have you not said on this podcast there was gonna be events every single day? You said every single day, the calendar year, it will be events. I already saw that as something impossible. I've
Yeah.
asked you. I pushed back upon that, and you swore to me. You're like, no,
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 every single day.
hold on. Let's
So
go
that
back
is
to
not
it. Hold on.
happening.
Okay, hold on. So the events that were pitched were 360-ish days a year, because you take away like, whatever amount of days for holidays and Christmas, etc. But whether it's 360, 365, or 345, then that number kind of becomes irrelevant because it all goes back to the additional profit that was more important than the number itself, which was 150 per year, 150 million per year.
But that's ticket sales.
Right. So that's
I'm
that
talking
no
parking
no.
as well.
I'm talking about profit. I'm talking about
Mm,
profit. Right.
mm,
That's the additional amount that they were talking about, which it had less to do with how many events per year and more to do with that's how much is going to be generated.
mm.
So so that whether it's 365, 360, I mean, it was pitched as daily events. Of course, you're going to get like pretty close, but you're not going to get the full. But that number really doesn't matter so much as to the actual amount of money generated.
Well, I think it's going to matter to Sixth Street. I mean, I think it's going to matter to those that were invested in this. It'll be,
No, no, hold on.
again,
Sixth Street
interesting
are
to
the
see.
ones, bro. Sixth Street are the ones who are actually organizing the events.
Right. Well, that bought the rights, but
Yes.
assuming that there was going to be concerts or events every day, or however many there they had, scheduled. Which again, using you as a source, and you'll forgive me for doing so, was supposed to be every day. Yesterday, a Jose Antonio Martin Palin, who is somebody un magistrado emerito. I don't know how to translate that, of the Tribunal Supremo. Somebody from the Supreme Court was on Televisión Española, the equivalent of, let's say, the BBC here in Spain. On actually, it was on their 24-hour channel, so not the main channel, but talking about this, and basically talking about how Madrid has been breaching the fair play laws, basically doping themselves with public money through illegal activities that have been these concerts. Because we're talking about ticket sales now or parkings, but on top of that, the Bernabeu itself, the new construction, voted, by the way, as the best stadium in the world by an agency that is down the street from the Bernabeu. That's another topic that we'll talk about on Thursday. But which I don't know if you saw or not, the football summit voting or announcing that the Bernabeu is the best stadium in the world.
Sounds right.
Um, I don't know about it. I mean, the render image that they insist on using every time, maybe, but that new construction, I
You
think the
haven't seen
majority
it
would
in
agree.
person, correct?
I I haven't, but I don't. Again, the public opinion. I'll
Well, are we
take their
talking
word
about
for it.
design? Are we talking about aesthetic design or functional design? Because those
The
are two
render
different
has
things. One
nothing to
is
do.
subjective.
The render has nothing to do with the reality. A project that was pitched to cost 500 million is now surpassing the
No,
billion as
that's not
well.
true. The reality looks just like the render, but
Nothing like
it
it. That's why
no
they never use it, Kian.
no
What are
no
you
no no.
talking
Hold on,
about?
hold on, hold on. It does it didn't look like it during construction, but
Then
now
why
that
don't
it's
they use
completely
the new,
finished,
bro? No, why don't they use the real image? Use the real image. Take a photo of the Bernabeu. Even when it was announced
literally go on
last
my
week,
Instagram and you'll see it.
I'm talking about media, bro. Or when they announced the Bernabeu is the best stadium in the world, they use the render image to announce it. They can't use the real one because it's shit. It has nothing to do with it, bro.
You're
You
gonna
didn't
have
even.
to
You
you're
were
gonna
not
have to
happy with
you're
it.
gonna have to enlighten me on what's the difference. I'm genuinely curious. I'm not trying to bust your balls because I've
Well,
been
go
I
go
go there
on.
all the time and it looks just like
Well,
this page. It did not
great.
during
You are
construction.
the
As
only
you
person
explained.
that I have heard of yet to have said that the original now is the same as the render. It is night, day, and night.
I honestly I have to look it up
Okay,
to
but
see the
anyway,
difference because I'm confused about this.
okay, I understand all of this is very confusing, but the point that I was trying to make, and again I digress. Um,
Like I want to know which render you're referring to because there's been is it the one
bro,
from like
the
2000
render like is even besides the point. Just go to World Football Song or look up look up. Okay, hold on. I'll go myself. Google. I'm going to Google.
okay.
Google.com, and I'm gonna type in Bernabeu or like El Nuevo Bernabeu, whatever, and I'm gonna go to images. A
Just
hundred
share your
percent
screen so it's easier. Share
the
your screen.
rendered. It's gonna freeze up. I'm gonna share screen. If it freezes, can you see?
No. Just go to present at the bottom. Do you see the present
I did.
button?
I did. Hold on. I got a pop up. Screen recording. Google Chrome would like to open system preference or deny are my two options. Uh, Go to open system preference. Listen, the rendering is whatever. In the meantime, and in the interest of our audience, let me
Okay, hold
ask
on.
you
Let me
this.
share
Let
my
me
screen.
ask you
Just tell
this.
me if this is the render.
Right.
I, you, if you're gonna throw things out, I just want to get to the bottom of it. Is this the one you're
Okay.
talking about?
That one or the one during the day. Go back to images.
So, wait,
Go back
so
to
this.
Google Images.
Well, this one, you're telling me it doesn't look like this?
No, definitely not. That's the render as well.
Okay, hold on. I'm there all the time, and it looks just like this. You
Can
can
I get to
argue
the
about
point?
like there's a lot of
Can I
Real Madrid
get
fans who don't like it, the design, but that doesn't mean it doesn't look like it.
okay, dude? You're trying hard to get me off of my point.
Well, you brought it up, so
What
why am I not
the
allowed to
render is
address it?
beside the point. I keep trying to say that. My point
Okay.
is that if they want to
Okay, so it
continue to
was
do these
irrelevant to what you were
concerts,
saying. Got it.
well, it was irrelevant, and you're picking up a point and just completely dismissing what this judge is saying and talking about doping themselves with public money. La di da di da. Long story short, tune in on Thursday. However, what I do want to point out here on this podcast today is how do they plan to fix it? Because experts on this show as well talked about how it is simply impossible to soundproof this. And you cannot have concerts and events that surpass, the limits of decibels that cause what is it called, pollution, basically sound pollution in an urban or residential area. So how are they going to solve this? This is not solvable. They're saying that if you want to make it soundproof, which it has to be in order to apply by the law, you're basically going to have to come up with an entire new construction. So this problem that is now being uncovered, why wasn't it uncovered before? You know, and now that it is, what is the solution?
You're
Because in the
asking
long
me.
term,
I know
I'm
nothing
asking
about
everybody.
sound engineer. I
I'm putting
don't
this
know
out
the
there.
answer to
I'm
this.
putting this out there because these are things that are not being talked about here in local media, because everyone shits themselves when talking about these kind of things when it involves Real Madrid. That's the truth.
Okay, so I don't know what you want me to say to this. I agree
Well,
that it's a
now that you've
disaster,
heard this,
and I
share your
don't know.
opinion.
And my opinion is it's a disaster, and whoever was in charge of this to figure this out, one should be fired. And when you're asking me what the solution is, I have known nothing about construction or sound engineering, and I don't know what the answer to this question is. So I don't know, like,
The-
if
but
are you
because
trying to
okay,
unveil
forget it,
something to
forget it.
me that I
Well,
didn't
there
know
is
or something?
that this is a
We all
massive thing. This is a massive Kiana, by the way, talking about the render, I'm passing to you the image through the chat. Okay. I don't figure out how to do that. But this is a big fucking deal, is what I'm trying to say. This is a massive deal. A lot
right.
was planned and talked about surrounding the Bernabeu, both, particularly from a financial standpoint, that will probably not happen at all.
Uh,
So
at all
what
is a
what has been what
hold
has been
on.
budgeted for, what
At
has been
all is a
accounted
stretch.
for,
So Real Madrid,
these
there's
these concerts that have been taking place, Kian, and then I'll let you talk, have been deemed illegal because they don't pass the laws of like sound, of those types of things, right? They are basically have been illegal, deemed illegal.
I haven't seen
Mind
the
you, not officially yet.
okay, that's what I mean. Well, that was my next thing. They haven't been deemed illegal. Um, and the second thing is that their goal is to solve this before the end of the season. So you're speaking as if it's a forever thing, which I know that you hope that's the case, but that's not the case. What their goal, and so when you say unfixable, you have to also be conscious that you have no idea what you're talking about, because this is not your expertise. You have
Bro,
you have
of
you
course
have
not.
you have talked about experts saying this. The reality is
Correct.
that their goal is to fix this before the end of the season, and that's
Yeah,
all we
that
can
ain't
really say
happening.
about it right now. But
And that ain't
but
happening.
of course you can say
You
that.
can't
That's what you
soundproof.
hope.
You can't soundproof the Bernabeu.
I
That's
do. So
undoable.
you're an expert on this subject. I didn't know. I
That's what
honestly
the
had no
experts are
idea.
saying. I'm
Okay,
not
okay.
asking Kian.
And
I'm
so
telling you that's
okay.
what the experts are saying.
And so you believe it? It's
If
finished?
an expert tells me, if an architect tells me, like this is, and also from just what you see on the eye,
Yeah.
like how do they plan to soundproof
Did you
such a
know
massive
that? Did you
stadium?
know that there's a lot of experts who are wrong all the time? Did you know that?
Okay. All right, fine. Like you want to play that game, I get it.
No, no. What I'm
I'm
telling
trying
you,
to bring you something that actually is not being discussed. That is a topic. That is a
I don't
thing.
know what that
I want to
means
hear your
when you
opinion on
say
that.
it's not being discussed, because there
Not
was a
enough, because
huge
if
thing
this
about
would be
in the
Barca,
Athletic about it. There's if you Google this right now, there are tons and tons of
why
articles
don't you know
discussing
about
this.
it? You just said you don't know
Who said
about
I
it.
don't know about it?
When I started
How
this,
did I
you're like,
not know
I
about it
don't know about it.
when I literally before you even finished the sentence I said it's a disaster. I didn't know about it. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? What does this mean?
And maybe no. Look,
You
you
want
said at some point you're like, I don't know about it.
okay, you're hoping that this is a forever thing. It's impossible. Real Madrid are fucked. That's what you're hoping, right?
I'm
I'm
hoping
telling
that they
you
get.
what
I
I
don't
know
think
and
that
what
they
the
get
club
dealt
said
with.
is that they're
I'm hoping that Javier Tebas. You asking me questions. What am I
okay.
hoping?
I'll
I'm
wait
hoping
till
that
you're
Javier
done. I'll
Tebas
wait till you're
will do
done,
the
bro.
same
Just
treatment.
okay.
No, we'll give Real Madrid the same treatment that he's given Barca, and that is going to UEFA and not bringing basically no proof, but already condemning us as a club guilty of having committed bribery. When to this day there's no proof. Okay, that's what Tebas did with UEFA. I want to see the domino effect that is going to happen from this. That is what I want to see.
Okay. So we'll see. You asked me what La Liga is going to do. I said I don't know, and you didn't like that answer. You're pushing it. So what else do you want me to say about this? What's going to happen? I don't know. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say about this?
I want you to speak about it. The
That's
same
it.
way
That's
that
every
I
time I
every
tried to,
week
you
I get
interrupted
asked about
me.
Negreira all the time. Negreira,
Yeah.
Negreira, Negreira. I want to hear you speak
First of
about this.
all, I never speak about Negreira. People might ask you. I never ask you about it. I just like talking about football. The second thing is I don't know what the
Come
answer to
on,
that is.
bro. Oh man.
Negreira is something we talk about because we have to talk about.
And so
Barcelona are
do we
paying
have not
Negreira,
to?
who was in charge the whole time, and that's been revealed by the civil guard that he was in charge of appointing referees,
Mhm.
which we never talked about that aspect of it too. So you can plead innocence all you want. We'll see. Just like we'll see with this. I
Mhm.
don't know how this affects La Liga and the salary cap. I don't know the answer to that, Diego. I don't know. We'll see what they say. But you are comparing right now paying Negreira and being under investigation to a Bernabeu soundproof and then making up stuff about it being illegal to have those concerts, which are not true. You're
Not making
comparing
it up
those two
again.
things.
No, I love it. You put words like in my mouth, like making things up.
Wait,
I
hold on.
didn't
You
make
did
it up.
not say those concerts
I
were
heard it.
illegal?
No, that's what that's what the experts are saying.
No, no,
They're
no.
talking
No,
about actividades
no,
ilegales. Those are
no, no,
not
no,
my
no, no, no.
words. Those
Hold
are
on,
the
hold on.
words of the
Now it's
judge from the
becoming clear
Supreme
who.
Court.
Now it's becoming clear that these experts are not actually experts. I'm
It's
asking
a
you, were
judge
they
of a
illegal or
Supreme
not?
Court.
Yes or no?
The judge of a
So
Supreme
forget
Court deems
experts.
them as illegal, bro. What are you talking about?
They were deemed illegal.
I'm quoting those that know.
They
What are
were
you
deemed
talking
illegal.
about?
Yes or no?
By the judge of
Not
the Supreme
experts.
Court.
No. Was it illegal? Yes or no?
By the
Were the
judge of the
concerts
Supreme
illegal?
Court, yes. We'll
Show
see.
me.
What do you mean show you?
Show me
I'm
where
just
they
telling
were.
you.
Show me the link from the government, from the civil guard, from the Supreme Court that these concerts were illegal. Show me. You
Don't
just
speak
come here,
Spanish.
make up. You come.
Listen, Kian. You don't speak Spanish. You don't understand Spanish. I can send you the program. Watch an hour and a half of this
No,
man
no, no,
being
no.
interviewed, and
I'm
then
not.
make your own conclusions. I'm giving you the summary
No, no,
here.
Diego. You're not thinking clearly, man. I know you're emotional. Listen to me. Just let
You
me
are.
talk.
You're
30
telling me
seconds
show
without
me, show
interruption,
me.
please. 30 seconds without interruption. 30 seconds, okay? I don't speak Spanish as well as you do, not even close. Although I'm learning, I'm getting better on Duolingo every day. I can pretty much understand what Ancelotti is saying in a press conference. I can use Google Translate for what I don't know. I'm asking you to send me the link that these concerts were legal. Don't send me a bullshit show.
It's not a bullshit show. It is. You're
Just
talking
send no
about a judge
send me
from the
the link.
Supreme Court.
Not to the
You can
show.
dismiss the
Not to the
resource.
show.
I am
The
simply
actual
quoting a resource That is what I'm doing.
No, no,
I don't
no.
know what
You
link you're asking. You want me to send you all that I can send you is that. Like
so that means they weren't. It's not illegal then.
I don't know. I don't know. All I can. What do you
Okay,
mean
so
it's
you
not
don't
illegal?
know if it's illegal.
Why do you think they stopped it? If it wasn't illegal, these events would still be happening, Kian.
No,
Why
no,
do you
hold
think
on.
Florentino Perez pulled the plug?
They did it because their goal is to fix the sound issue.
Yeah, because right now it's illegal.
They didn't cancel everything. They canceled the shows up to a certain point so that they can go in and fix the issue.
Good luck.
What you're saying is
Good luck.
illegal, so they're going to be
That's
charged
not
for
what I
all.
said. I'm quoting somebody else that knows better.
Okay, so you have to admit when you say that that person might not know what the fuck they're talking about. Because until we come out and see that the civil guard can release a statement that it was illegal, which, as you know, that can be found online if things are illegal. So don't tell me, Keon, where am I supposed to get it from? Just
I'm
show
not.
me.
I'm no expert in like hierarchies. When it comes to government agencies, I don't know if the Supreme Court ranks above the civil guard, but that is the word from somebody from there. I think there's a reason why these concerts have all been scrapped and the plug has been pulled. If you're talking about solving a solution, that means right now it is not the solution hasn't been solved. In fact, it's a problem. If it's deemed a problem, it means what is it? Is it legal or is it illegal? I'll leave
Wait,
it there, dude.
you
I don't know
think
what it
all
is.
problems are illegal? Do you
I
really
think if
believe that?
if the Bernabeu continues to have these concerts, it's not legal because they are not they are not applying themselves
So
following the rules that have to be followed. It's very simple, a smaller scale.
hold on,
Kian,
hold on,
can
hold
I
on.
in
What?
my no,
Do you
this
really
last one.
believe that? If
If can I
you and I
blast
cancel,
music,
fuck man.
Kian, in my
I
apartment
can't, bro.
at all hours of the
You
day?
haven't let me
Yes, I
speak this
have.
entire
I'm
podcast.
last
And
point.
when I do
Last
speak, you
point.
interrupt me because you don't agree with
Yeah,
it.
last point. Last point, and then you
No,
can
it's not
talk
going to
and
be your
for the rest
last
of the
point, and you
time.
know it. You
If
know it's
I
not going to
am
be your
in my
last point.
house,
But go
if
ahead.
I'm in my house, can I blare the music for as loud as I want at certain hours of the day? Yes or no? What happens if I do that? Do the police come and knock on my door and tell me to turn it off?
Sure,
And if I don't do that, what will happen?
you'll get arrested. I'm assuming.
That's it. I'm done. Okay, I rest my
Okay,
case.
okay. But you're saying that Real Madrid, all of those concerts were illegal, right? And they're going to get charged for it.
A
And
member of
we
the
can
Supreme Court
officially say that they were illegal. Is that correct?
that is
You
what
also
a source has said.
okay. So you have to come out and say that that might not be true. And you have to learn to not speak so definitively about everything that is not official, which you do a lot. You do a
You
lot,
can't.
bro.
The funny thing is, I bring you something. It's like the first thing, the smidgen about Real Madrid, and it makes you uncomfortable. And then you come at me with this. I am merely quoting. You keep saying,
It's not that
you
that makes
say.
me
And that is, I
uncomfortable.
have not said that. I have not. I am coming here and I'm asking you, what do you make of this? This person has said that. That is what I'm doing. I am
No,
presenting
that's
you
not what you
with
did.
a
That's not what
It
you did,
is.
bro. That's not
Ian,
what you did.
I have not. I have said I don't know anything about this. I'm not an expert. The same as you're not an expert.
But that's literally what I came out and said. No, you don't like my response, so then you go on this tangent. These are the things that you said. You said the experts said that this was illegal, and then you went on to definitively say because the experts said it that it is illegal without being able to send me a link to prove that that's true. You also said that this is impossible to solve. You also said that these events are canceled, which by the way, they're not canceled, they're postponed until they fix the issue. So that's another reason why the revenue is not completely axed. I'm going to assume that part of it.
Bro,
Um, it-
I
I thought you said it was your last time
Spain.
interrupting. You lied
Go,
again?
go. No,
The other thing is that I agree that this was a disaster, but you want me to continue to come out and say that there's some kind of corrupt thing happening here, when a technical difficulty is much
Barrels.
different, when a technical difficulty is much, much, much different than a club actually being under investigation. The last thing I'll say is this, bro. Um, I lost my train of thought. There was something else. I don't understand what you really wanted to get out of this. I really don't. I really
I
don't.
wanted to get your thoughts. I wanted to bring you something to your attention that I don't think you're maybe privy to. And I want
I
to see the
was.
domino effects. We are here to talk about Barca and Madrid, Kian. We're here to talk
Yeah.
about what happens both on and off the pitch. Churros has been running for 7 years, despite the annoyance of many in the chats right now that want me off. We have built this thing up by talking about our two beloved clubs in the good and bad times. Now, new shit has come to light. I'm bringing it forward. And
This is
because
not new shit. What are you talking about?
yes, it
What are
is.
you
It's
talking
it's
about?
new shit.
New
They have
shit.
just pulled the plug on this, Kian.
No, they have.
This
They
is
have.
news.
But that's not true. That's not true. This is my issue with this is that you speak definitively about so many things that are not true.
What are you talking about? I am speaking about a topic that's being discussed in the press, Kian. That is it.
Define
If
pull
it
the
makes you
plug.
this
Define pull the
uncomfortable,
plug. Define pull the plug.
that all that the if, well, that Aita, the biggest musical star in Spain, has come out on social media in tears one or two times talking about her big shock that her
Define pull
concerts
the
have been
plug
canceled.
because you haven't been able to prove the illegal
That
thing.
it's
Just
not
define
happening.
pull the plug.
It's not
Define it.
happening right now, is it?
Okay, when you say pull the plug, that means it's over for good. 25 years of events canceled. That's what you really think is happening? Do you really believe this?
I don't know. I don't
Okay.
know, bro.
Thank
We
you. Oh
will
my
see.
God. That was the most honest and constructive
Dude,
thing you said
I
was
don't.
the three
The
words,
point you're
I don't
making is
know.
weak.
This is the
It's weak,
best thing you've
man. It's
said
weak.
all podcasts. I don't
Oh,
know. Thank you.
I
You
don't
don't
know. I've
know.
said this several times, Kian. Whatever. Like, congratulations on like, getting this out of me. I have said from the beginning, I don't know. I said from the beginning, I'm no expert. I said from the beginning, I'm quoting sources and quote unquote experts. Okay,
Okay.
in their fields.
Okay. So you admit that you don't have any proof that this was illegal. And you admit that there is no proof that it's impossible to solve this sound issue. You got to admit those two things for me, right?
I don't have the knowledge myself
Okay.
to
That's all you
definitively
need to say.
say
You
that
don't need
they
to
have been
dance around.
legal.
This is the difference
No,
too.
no, no, no. I
Like
do
I'll
not have the knowledge myself to definitively say whether it has been illegal or whether the solutions are easily
thank
made
you.
up
Well, that's
in
a
the next eight
backtrack from
months.
what you originally said, just to
No, it's
remind
not.
you.
I'm
Yeah,
not,
you
dude.
said
If
no,
that's
no.
what you
You
wanted
said
from me,
here are
then
the
that's
exact
fine.
words. Here are the exact words. Go back, listen to it. I guarantee you, this is the exact words. You said it's impossible to make this soundproof.
I said whatever. Okay, fine. When I say it's impossible, I'm saying experts say it's impossible. Regardless, that is the word around the campfire right now, Kian. Like how many times have I
Right.
not talked about words around the
Diego
campfire,
Lorin
dude?
campfire,
Like don't.
consisting of
Oh,
Iturralde, Negreira,
dude, piss off, piss
and the
off. Like
experts with the tinfoil
don't
hats on.
belittle, don't belittle like the information that I'm bringing here just because Diego just wears tinfoil hat.
I'm not belittling it.
I'm bringing
You asked me
something to
for
the
my
table that is
thoughts.
that
I
was
gave
on
them to you.
like the equivalent of the BBC here in Spain. Okay, it's local media. Like I'm bringing that to the table right now. Okay, there's an inside look that I have because of my geographical location, my background, and language, and I'm bringing it to the table here on Churros y Tácticas, Kian.
You asked me for my opinion. I gave it to you. Is there anything else you need from me?
That's it, bro. We'll see you guys on Thursday.
You didn't like my answer?
No, I don't know, dude. It's like I see you're all banged up and touchy and flushed. So I think that's we're. I'm happy to call it a day.
Out of curiosity, how would you have reacted?
Dude, with the amount of controversy surrounding the Barca, there's an entire 7-year, 6-year reel of Barca controversies that we have touched upon on this podcast. So if you don't know how my reaction would have been or whatever, like, I think, we know each other well enough. There's not a whole lot that we can talk about when it comes to Madrid that are quote unquote, maybe controversial. Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot.
Wait, but I'm very confused as to how this is you're painting this as an evil thing.
Yeah. Well,
You
again,
really believe that this?
tune in on
You
Tuesday.
really believe that a
The
technical
public parking
difficulty
space that
equates to corruption? You think
the
Real
public
Madrid
parking space, yes.
wanted
Yes.
this to happen?
Dude, the public parking space is a clear-cut case, one of the biggest cases of corruption that has existed between the Spanish government and Real Madrid. Yes, I do
Wait,
think that.
hold on. So now you're changing. I thought you were talking about the soundproof was corruption.
It's all related, man. It's all related. It's all surrounding Real Madrid.
So
Again,
you think
yeah.
Real Madrid wanted this to happen?
No, this is probably an oversight. They obviously didn't calculate on this, or they thought they would have the political stronghold for this to basically to be ignored, like it has been so far. Why has this been ignored? This is a problem that should have been detected from day one, even before it took place. Why hasn't it?
I
Because
agree with you on that
the
part.
politicians
I agree
have
with you.
been overlooking this, Kian. Okay,
You think Real Madrid wanted this oversight? You think they wanted this to be overlooked? What are you talking about?
my friend.
You don't think they would rather just have
my
not have
friend.
to cancel anything?
Kian, my brother, I love you. This was fun. I'll speak to you again on Thursday. Okay, my family's here. Like I'm. Whatever we are going to say now, these answers will be questions will be answered or topics will be answered on Churros. Okay, on Patreon.
No, I mean this. Actually, it'll be answered by like April, May, when we see if the
This
problem has been
particular thing,
solved or
yes.
not.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, bro. Peace out.
Hizmeti, have fun. Peace.